GunninGamerz here. Driver log number 13 is finally here. We are back in the Euro truck. After quite a long break, we've got the brand new Scandinavian DLC, and we are currently sitting somewhere in Sweden. I can't even remember what city that I'm in right now, but we are looking at the brand new paint jobs that came with the Scandinavian DLC, at least if you ordered the game within the first week. This is a Viking paint job pack, which I'll go ahead and show those off in a second. We'll take a look at, there's I think 4 or 5 different ones. These will be available for purchase, I'm assuming. Probably already available for purchase, but again, this came free if you ordered the Scandinavian DLC within the first week after release. So you can see behind us there, we've got our trailer off in the distance. I went ahead and accepted it, and then I had to come over here to sleep. Let's just have a quick look at the map, and you can see all the new content that they've added on here. We used to go up to the very north of Germany. Now we've got Denmark, Sweden, and Norway that are all part of the new DLC, and we're in Malmö. I'm not even sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but yeah, it's very beautiful. The amount of work that has gone in, you can see just during our Wednesday night live stream what we've covered. Haven't been on a whole lot. Most of it's been the motorway or interstate, as we call it here, which is still very beautiful, but I haven't been on a lot of the little twisty back roads. And I hear it gets kind of mountainous the farther up north you get, and I do remember this. Quite a bit of hills on that highway. Took a ferry across to get to this city right here, and so I really haven't seen that much of Norway since Oslo is pretty much almost on the border between Sweden and Norway. I really haven't seen a lot of Norway, so I went ahead, I found a load that is going from where we're at right now all the way up, and we have to drop it off in Bergen. But I have a feeling Norway has got some surprises for us, so I can't wait to get up there in that area today and have a look at the new content. Let's go ahead and start our truck up. And we'll get our map up there. I always drive with my lights on. And there we are. Now they've added some other new things in the game too, like basically if you don't shift correctly, you'll grind gears, which I guess does damage to the transmission and possibly the engine. Let's go ahead and hop into the store and have a look at the different paint packs that come with the Viking paint jobs. And I'm, again, not the expert on the Viking mythology here, so I'm not sure kind of what all these mean. It's been many years since I've learned any of this stuff in school. I know we covered it in history, but this one is pretty nice color on it. Pretty nice color. It's got some fire and some different things there on the back. You've got Thor's Fury. This one's got some lightning bolts on there. It looks pretty awesome. There's nothing on the back of that one there. You've got the Orc. Got him on the side. Again, there's nothing on the back. Different design going along the skirt here. Odin's Wisdom. I like this one too. It's just got a nice color. It's got a design in the back there. And let's see, we've also got this one right here. Njord's job here. That's the one I guess I'm currently using. I don't know why. I guess just because I thought the ship and the sea looked pretty nice on the back, so that's the one we currently have on our truck. You've got Loki's, again, little design in the back here, pretty nice paint job, and I think there's one more, Freya's Blessing, this one here. It's got a lot of yellow, pretty nice though, tree on the back. I don't know, I don't really have a favorite when it comes to these, but we went ahead and bought this Scania on the live stream the other day. If you've seen the video on the YouTube, you know, pretty quickly threw this together, and that way we could throw a paint job on it. This truck will eventually be given to a driver, probably on at my Stockholm building when I get out to Stockholm. I haven't been there yet. We've got so many other paint packs now, it's hard to keep them all straight, but that should be all the ones from the Vikings DLC. One of the other changes that they made in the upgrade area, there's actually probably been a few, but I know one of them is they separated the tires from the rims. And so if you're kind of a big fan of a certain wheel type, but maybe you want, you know, no white walls, black, or, you know, you want kind of this medium one in here, you can choose. And then of course there's tires, and we should get rims right there. Got all the different rim choices. So they've separated those, which is pretty nice. If you really want to customize your truck. Again, we just threw these on the other day and decorated our truck up just a little bit. So this truck again will end up in probably again Stockholm. Since our last driver log, gosh, it was right around the holidays. It's been so long ago. I don't even know how much stuff I've added. I do know that this garage, these two are brand new, obviously with the DLC. Norwegian city here and a Swedish city. I bought these the other day. We've got them pretty well stocked up. But we've got all of our other garages all sorted out. And I went ahead and painted all my trucks white. Basically, if they're just plain Jane trucks. Because I've got a few, like right here. You guys remember Driver Log 5? The Iveco? 310 horsepower trying to tow a load through the Swiss Alps? Yeah, that's this truck. And some of the other trucks that we've done maybe during a live stream or a video that are special are the only ones that are colored here. And those are the first two trucks I ever started out with. My very first MAN, and then my second one that I had before switching to the Scania, which we've got sitting here, and Berlin. And yes, we've got a loss, but that's because I've got trucks parked and some heavy repair bills, but I don't have any drivers. These are just my personal trucks, so Berlin is a wash, or, well, not so much. It's kind of put me in the negative, but and then this garage here I just purchased the other day. It has not been even a full day that I've gotten it going, and I moved two of my best drivers there. So this is also a brand new garage, and then Stockholm will be my 10th garage. Again, all money that I've earned is all legit. That I've just been playing the game over the last 2.5 years, and when you start buying garages, the money will really start to rack up quickly. So that's why I tell people, invest your money in garages. Look at this. We've got people standing all over with this new update. I think that's even in the regular part. I don't think that's just Scandinavia. It seems that when I was down in Germany the other day, I saw some people standing around, and thought that was kind of a nice touch. So we're going to have a nice haul across the country today. Let's see if we can get out here without running anybody over. Now this load would have expired, but I went over and I claimed it, which I've never done that before. But I claimed it. It had like 7 hours left, and I had to sleep. So that was 8 hours, and this load would have been gone. Actually, I don't need to stop there because we should be able to hook up to this guy. It'd be pretty embarrassing if I can't. But I still have, I just had to sleep. I still have until like Friday at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I do know that with no sleep, I drove all the way from Oslo down here and didn't need sleep till I got down here. So I'm hoping we don't have to take but one rest stop. It's really not all that far to get up there. So, alright, we've got our load. It's getting the right menu here. Low bed semi-trailers, and they're only 11 tons. So not the most interesting load. I don't even honestly know if this is part of the DLC, or if it's vanilla in the game, or if it's part of the Jazzy Cat mod that I use. I really can't tell you, but I know that they added some new loads, like hauling semis on a trailer, which is part of the DLC. So there's a couple new trailers that they've thrown in, and some other goodies. So, the DLC does cost a little bit more at about $17.99 US, but you're getting quite a bit out of it, and they've put so much work into it. And if you're a huge fan of the game like I am, and been getting the amount of hours that I've gotten out of it over the past couple years, I don't think there's anybody that's going to squeal about the price. It's absolutely wonderful to be able to support the game, and hopefully they're able to reinvest that on more content, and if anything, really delivering an awesome game with American Truck Sim, which I don't remember if it's been confirmed or just rumored, is coming out this August. Alright, come on now. So we'll have to drive ourselves out of this city. You really gotta give time when you press the clutch in. Again, I'm driving with a G27. Oh, and I was supposed to turn there. Okay, we're not gonna do that today. We're gonna drive up here and take a right, and we should be okay. Yeah, we are. And this looks a little bit better to get out of town. So, yeah, you gotta press the clutch in quite a bit and hold it and wait for the engine RPMs to drop before you shift into the next gear, or you'll get a little grinding sound out of it. And I'm still getting used to that because, you know, for the longest time we didn't have to do that. In a lot of the racing games, you know, which you're dealing with race cars, high performance cars, you certainly don't have to do that. In fact, I'm really rough and tough on my cars in those racing games, especially with the shifting. It's all about the performance and speed, but in here you gotta kind of baby it a little bit. It's a little bit like spin tires. Grind the gears quite a bit in spin tires too when you drop down from doing so much racing stuff and then go to a trucking game and really have to baby your transmission. The cab sounds are so quiet. I don't normally say this, but I kind of hope that we actually run into a rainstorm today. They have redone the weather effects as well as... Oh, come on. Just want to push this guy so bad. They've redone the weather and lighting effects in here. Oh man, he still hasn't gone yet. Now he's out in the intersection, and now he's going on a red. What a goof. That would be a ticket. Unbelievable. What is that? A couple, those the deals for the airport? Tow the jets around, or are those Zambonis for the ice hockey rink? But, where were we? Yeah, lighting has been amped up a little bit in here, which, yeah, I do notice a difference. Not a huge difference, but again, I haven't played the game in a couple weeks. I've been kind of taking a little break from it. So we were ready to go when the new DLC rolled out, and it took a little longer to get the DLC than I thought, so... yeah, it's definitely looks beautiful. Graphics have always looked nice in this game, and the sounds with the rain. Oh, and also talking about the rain, we've got the intermittent wiper, which I'll hit here in a second. I want to make sure I don't hit anybody else. Okay, we're in our odd gears too. Let's get in our evens. You've got intermittent, which I just bumped, and you see how they go. Every few seconds you get a wipe. And then you've got the regular, which is kind of like a low or a medium. Not too fast. I know some have said they like to see them faster, but I haven't seen a need for that. Even when it's really pouring down rain in here, that seems sufficient, so it's okay by me. But I've been driving some of the modded Pete's and Kenworth lately, and the Volvo, which is not too noisy, but I just forgot how insanely quiet these, you know, these vanilla trucks are. They handle so nice, they're so quiet, they are really a lot of fun to come back to and drive. And until the live stream a few nights ago, our first look, I had completely forgotten just how quiet these trucks were. And now I can remember why back a year or two ago. It's been quite some time, but when I used to play the game before I ever did YouTube vids and live streamed, I had several times fallen asleep while playing this game, and that's not a bad thing. You know, that's not a negative. Some games that would be a negative if you fall asleep playing the game. This thing was so relaxing. I had a little bit of music playing softly, and I'd be driving in these nice quiet trucks, and the next thing you know, I am piled up into a guardrail, and you know, it'd wake you up real quick and scare the crap out of you, but you know, that's what the fun is all about in here. So I know recently I was kind of wondering, how did I ever used to fall asleep in this game? Well, I've been driving the modded trucks and they're so noisy. Plus, during the live streams is when I usually play this game, and pretty much don't really play too much outside of the live streams or recording for YouTube. And we usually drive with the music absolutely cranked. So sometimes we got it at a low roar, but a lot of times the crowd on our live stream channel really likes that music turned up, and we get playing some different genres. Once in a while we'll do country. Normally we save that for other games, which we do a lot of country. But usually when we're doing this, we'll have our hair band, which is our 80s hair band, early 90s hair band music. Gosh, we've even had hip-hop once or twice. But the one that seems to reign supreme is the heavy metal music. We do a lot of the heavy metal. And once in a while we'll get the dance music, or techno as I call it, that will play. But being right now that we have quite a heavy American, North American, even a lot of Canadians of a crowd, popularity of that music genre is not that high. I really enjoy it. I'd probably play it about half the time, but they usually want the metal, so we go that route, and that's also another one of my favorite music genres. So if you haven't checked out our Twitch live streams, I'd highly encourage you to look at the link below and you know, jump over and check out our Twitch live streams. We'll be running, you know, quite a bit of Euro Truck as always, and of course when American Truck finally releases, we'll be looking at a ton of American Truck. I just can't even wait for that game to be finally here. I really like the mirrors too on these vanilla trucks. Alright, we're up to 87 miles an hour. Those of you that are not used to the mile an hour, don't know what that translates into, but it's fast. This would be way over the speed limit by about 20 miles an hour on any American road. And we're likely to get some speeding tickets today, which I don't usually try to prevent. I like to get my loads moved as quickly as possible. It's another red eye thing. Our red eye runs consist of high speed, high music volume, and sometimes the overconsumption of adult beverages. But we love it. We have a lot of fun, and I know a lot of our viewers play drinking games out of my driving, so I'm not the only one that has a few too many sometimes, but it's all in good fun. No harm done to any real life drivers. The virtual ones here, it's quite a manslaughter, but there's nothing we can really do about that. Just hope that they have good car insurance and I guess life insurance policies as well. I've been known to end my red eye runs with a few minis stuck in the grill of my Peterbilt truck. So it happens. But one option I would like to see out of this game is the ability to roll down my window. And not that I think that window is looking bad or anything like that. It's just I would like to have the sound of what's outside, which would be this, inside. And if you could roll down the window, basically what that would be is you'd see a little animation of the window go down, but you would end up having the you know, the sound of the engine, the engine braking and the air brakes and everything else inside the cab. I think that'd be kind of neat. It's just so weird for me to drive. We did it during the first look video. Again, if you saw that, I put that over on from Twitch to the YouTube, and it was just so weird to play Euro Truck with no music. But Obviously we can't do that because on Twitch they'll mute the whole the video, and when it gets to YouTube, if there's some parts not muted, or if I take a recorded video with music, then I'll get copyright issues. So we have to not play music while we drive, and it makes the experience so much different. I would imagine most of you probably play a lot of music when you're driving in here. I know a few patches ago they redid the oh, we got a shift. They redid the radio. It's probably been 6 months ago already, and they've got a lot more stations, and I don't even remember all what they've changed about it because I usually listen to my Spotify playlist. But I know that they've just made it a lot nicer and easier to use, and I think you can even have a favorites now, so you don't have to keep scrolling through all of them. So just another wonderful thing about Euro Truck, that SCS has done a fabulous job. When you think about some of the other games that could use something like that, farming. I would love to see a radio option like that in farming. Again, I usually listen to my Spotify playlist, and it's not a big deal, but how cool would that be to crank up the radio in your tractor, and you jump out of it and somebody else jumps in it and the music is still blaring, which could be annoying but funny. Leave the radio turned all the way up when your buddy gets in. But yeah, it's just amazing to see how far this game has come in 2.5 years. Ooh, we almost hit that guy. There's been so much improvement to it on an already, fabulous game, but you think about it, this game was a greenlit game in Steam. If you don't know what that is, that's a game that, I don't want to use the wrong term, but is not popular enough, or the developers aren't on Steam, they don't have other games there, and they have to get greenlit by the community voting up the game, saying if, again, don't quote me on this, but if Steam brings the game forward, makes it available for sale, would you buy it? Would you support it? And this, well, of course, they started that program a few years ago, but this was one of the greenlit games back a few years ago, when that program was really getting rocking and rolling. This is going to be iffy. Oh my goodness. Driving like a maniac here. And it's just crazy to think that this was, this had to get voted on by the community. I know I voted on it back then, and I'd never really heard of Euro Truck, the regular one, the first one. This was my first experience back in January of 13 when it was greenlit. Because I think the game came out in the fall of 2012. So it wasn't even a mainstream game, and now I was reading an article not too long ago on PC Gamer magazine that said that this game was, again, don't quote me, I think it was based on hours, that it was one of the highest games on Steam during a set week. There was an article about it. Like, you go on Steam and you can look at the reports, but it was listed as one of the top games. Of course, it's nowhere near like Dota or Dota 2 or whatever. I'm not really into those kind of games, but those real big guys. But oh, come on. Why are they on the brakes? I think we got a toll coming up here. I think we're going into Norway. Oh, and if you go all the way to the right, which I did not do, which is kind of weird that that's like that. But if you go all the way to the right, you can just drive straight through and it charges you. It's really nice. You don't have to stop, like those cars are. Yeah, I did that on the way down here. I don't know why that's on the right-hand side. You'd think that your faster traffic would be on the left, and you'd want to keep those lanes also on the left. I don't know. I guess somebody could argue with me on that, but I would think, and from what I've seen in the U.S., those lanes that you sail through are always on the left-hand side, and the right-hand are when you don't have a pass and you have to pay with cash. But again, I know it's not something the game developers did wrong. Obviously it's like that in real life, so I'm not sure why the roads over there are like that. Maybe somebody will throw in the comments and wanna correct me, or not so much correct me, but let me know why that's that way. What's the thought process behind that? This is a beautiful bridge here. Yep, we're coming into Norway, I think. And I cannot drive in third person very well. Seems like it changes the whole steering. Definitely the first person view is the way to go in this game. Oh, and we got an offensive speeding ticket. Apparently I have again offended somebody with my speed. And actually, before I did this video, I meant to rip that sun visor off. I kind of think it blocks some of the view out the window. I don't know if it really helps in the game or not, keeping the sun out of your eyes. Never quite had that problem. I know it adds some nice decoration to the outside, but I think that I'm probably going to pull that off because I want to see this nice, beautiful scenery. I noticed too there's an awful lot of turnabouts, I think is what they call them, in the Scandinavian DLC and in Europe in general, and they're really starting to pop up here in the States. I know Wisconsin, the state that I live in, they are really starting to use them pretty much everywhere, and it's something that we've had to get used to the last few years. They are nice when you're when you get used to them, which doesn't take very long. The only complaint I have about the turnabout is when you're pulling a trailer, just like real life, you gotta really be careful because your trailer will like to overhang quite a bit. And that's making us move over. I was gonna get in a slower lane, but now it looks like we're gonna be taking some highway, and we've got another toll booth. Let's see if we can go to the right and sail right through. Okay, $14 paid. I like that. That is nice. Now Poland needs to get those. I just can't stand driving through that country because of how many tolls there are. Whoop, redlining. Using all my even gears here today. That's the way the shifter is set up, is you've got basically a high and a low, but for the most part, especially with a light load as this, you can skip since there's 6 speed. It's a 6-speed shifter on the G27. Good thing we're not heavy hauling today, because we would not be stopping too well. All right, off through the tunnel we go. Lots of tunnels. You never know what to expect in them. Looks like we're gonna get stuck behind some traffic. Oh, okay, that guy's gonna go the same way we are. I was hoping he was gonna turn also. Well, he's empty. He should be able to haul along pretty well. Oh. It's unbelievable. The steering wheel is just vibrating so much. Gets quite noisy sometimes. I noticed something else about the lighting, and this might be why they had to rework the lighting to make it more realistic. It seems like it, and I suppose because it's so far north, it just feels like it gets dark here so much earlier, and I don't know. In the summertime, it shouldn't necessarily be that way. In the winter months, of course, it would be in the northern hemisphere. But it feels like right now, I figured it was 6, 7 o'clock at night, the way that the lighting feels with the sun going down, and it's actually only 3 p.m. or it was 2 p.m. a few minutes ago when I had that thought. So that might be why they had to kind of rework the lighting. It just feels a lot more late in the day. This is a nice looking little bridge setup we're going over here. A little bit of an industrial area with some ports. Hopefully we don't hit anybody here. What in the heck is this? Boy, the roads are different to get used to as well. Look at this. Gonna go in a big old circle. We'll have to see how those heavy hulls are. It looks like they've given us plenty of room anyways. Okay, here comes a bus flying around the corner. Yeah, it looks like there's plenty of room even if you're heavy hauling for your trailer. And I think, yeah, we're supposed to go right. And underneath another tunnel. So many tunnels. Let's see if I can get a gear grind on my next shift. Kind of hear it right there. That's from not holding the clutch in long enough. And you'll get those little grinds. I know one of my runs the other day, I think just about, but I was really hammering on it in the live stream to haul as quickly as possible. And I had, I'd say about 3/4, maybe more of my shifts I was grinding the gears. And I think I had about $33 of damage that was done to the transmission, and like $18 or something that was done. Wow, look at this, to the engine. This just makes you want to pull off. Well, that's not a pull off there. That is awesome. Just pretty. Really reminds me a lot of the area that I live in Minnesota and Wisconsin here, which there's a town not too far away that's actually called Little Sweden, just because of the Swedish heritage, where my family heritage is from. Swedish immigrants, some Norwegian, and supposedly the reason that they all settled in the part of Minnesota and Wisconsin where I live is because of how much this area reminded them of their homeland. And so when they came to the U.S. To turn into the last century, or maybe a little earlier than that, they all kind of settled in eastern Minnesota and western Wisconsin there along the St. Croix River. And a lot of Swedish heritage, and I know my grandparents growing up, they had some Swedish things, foods and things they like to do. And by the time my generation came along, a lot of that stuff was lost, but just driving around in here and then again getting a little more interested in how things look in Sweden and Norway, I decided to spend a little bit of time on Google Earth the other day. And I know that one bridge between Norway and Sweden, I looked at that, and it's amazing. They really nailed that down. It really looks so much like it does in real life. And just going through Sweden, it was, and just seeing the way the houses are and the building design and things like that, it's insane, because I can look at buildings here that are 100 years old, which are some of the oldest, when things were getting settled, and there's so much resemblance. I mean, it looks the same, and our scenery looks so much the same, and yeah, it's just kind of neat. I think a lot of Americans forget, you know, how our country was settled by pretty much people from every other country around the world at one point or another. And I happen to live in a very heavily German, Swedish, and Norwegian area. So it's kind of neat when you see the building styles and how similar they are. This is really, really beautiful. Try to get some exterior driving there. Maybe we'll try the roof cam. I don't use this one often. We're still going 65 on these highways. Really nice roads. Something else that it might just be my imagination, but it seemed like on some of the motorways in the new DLC that they actually banked the corners a little bit. Again, that could be just my imagination, but it seemed like they had banked the corners a bit, and you could sail around them a lot quicker than you could say in like on the Autobahn in Germany. I know, like, going between Berlin and like Stuttgart, there's down by Stuttgart, Frankfurt, somewhere down in there, there's a part of the Autobahn that there's one corner that I flip almost half the time I come through there, especially if I'm pushing it. And of course I've gotten a lot better now because I know that corner is coming, but some of the corners I was taking in the new DLC seemed like they were a little bit nicer to fly around. I've been hauling mostly light loads. Horns are quite loud in this view. Oh boy, and we definitely need fuel. We can go a long way with these, 4x2 chassis, the larger fuel tanks. Look at this. Uh-oh, accident. Oh my goodness. Can't tell where I am when I don't have my mirrors. Of course, you can always F2 and use those mirrors, but I like to keep it a little more realistic. And we're actually shifting down into 8th to get climbed up through here. This is really beautiful. So this is what they were talking about with the kind of mountainous terrain. It is now feeling like it's about to get dark, and it's just coming on to 5:30 p.m. Shift back in the 10th, and here is a fuel stop. Oh, that guy. Oh, good. He went over there. Alright, let's fuel up. And our sleep is getting up there, but I don't think we have too terribly longer to go. Price of fuel is $6.51 for diesel. Oh, and the final amount, we put in almost 300 gallons, being nearly empty, and it is going to run us about $2,000, so that'll really hit you hard in the pocketbook. Oh, I can't see out my mirror. Hate to have a crash when we're in the middle of recording. Oh no. Oh boy. Back on our way again. There's a Pete that we just passed from our mod there. Have a lot of fun driving those trucks. The Volvo, I can't remember, I think it's 780, something like that. If you guys have watched the streams, driver log number, I think driver log number 11 with the Volvo. That is probably my favorite truck so far that I've used. Absolutely love that truck. It's got so much power. It handles nice. It's quiet. Not as quiet as this, but this is a little bit too quiet. Especially when you don't have the radio. Uh-oh, looks like we're coming up to another road here. Oh boy. And let's see. Nobody's coming. Try not to grind our gears off. Really pretty sunlight in this area. Look at this up here. Oh my goodness. That's why I don't drive in the third person view too often. Looks like a little rest stop there, which we're gonna try to avoid. See if we can push it. I am really starting to wonder, this road that's coming up here, it's got me a little bit nervous. I do not know what we are getting into. Look at this. This is all a tunnel. Oh, this is fabulous. Looks like we're going to be going around and around in here. Maybe down, up. Looks like we're going down. That is crazy. That's their way of getting through or around, or I guess past a mountain. Probably should use our engine braking a little bit more. Guess it's better going down than up. Look at this. I don't even know where the end is going to be. Look at this. Man, we don't have, well, there probably is here in the U.S. some fancy tunnels like this. I can think of a few out in the Smoky Mountains, out in Appalachia area, in Tennessee and the Carolinas that I've been through, but, and I'm sure out west in the Rockies, but this is really something. Obviously this is based on a tunnel in real life. Just imagine the time it took to cut through this mountain. It's just bizarre because you're actually going downhill the whole time. Look at this. I think we got trucks behind us that are passing us. We're driving through here like tourists. You know what? And for some reason, I really don't feel bad about it. Look at that. Oh, now we gotta climb up a hill. I knew there'd be a catch. Better get back into our cab here and focus on our shifting. Looks like we went all through that tunnel network. I thought my GPS had maybe malfunctioned on me when I started going through that. Oh boy. Now he's gonna start getting tired. I think we're gonna try to hammer out the last... Oh, I don't know. Well, maybe... That was one rest stop right there. I guess it's better to drive this more in the daytime when we can see it. It's Thursday evening, and if I stop and sleep, it'll be 8 hours. Which will still put us in the early morning darkness. Maybe we'll go one more rest stop. Look at the water. Oh my goodness. And road construction. And I was just thinking about booking my vacation. Well, it's a nice place to work, I guess. And just to recap here, before we hit this car, where we are is up here. So we are in the northern part of the road in Norway, which I heard, again, the north was full of the tunnels, and I think we might have just went through the grandest one of all right there. I'm not sure, but I'm certainly glad that it worked out, that we went through there on this driver log. Oh goodness, don't fall asleep on me now. This truck in front of us here, there's a gear grind. He's having one heck of a time. We're gonna try this. Is not probably the best idea. Oh, it's a gamble. It is a gamble. Oh. Oh, now we can reap the reward until we get to the next car here. We're the ones that are supposed to go slow. Whoa, look at that bridge. Oh, Unbelievable. Look at that. Do we get to drive on that? Holy cow. Oh, this is great. Oh, this is not good. There's a load of tractors. Hopefully they're hauling them to our farm in Bjornholm. Looks like we do get to go on that bridge, but we have to go down around, maybe underneath another tunnel, right underneath us, and then across the bridge. I'm gonna get back into this view and I'm gonna see if we can get past this bugger here. Oh my goodness. Oops, I missed a gear. Or a couple right there. No way. Look at this in here. No, this is insane. They really love their tunnels here. Wow. They got some blue lighting. I wonder what purpose that serves. This is awesome. I want to know in the comments if any of my viewers get to drive or have ever driven in this area. I know we've got some fans of ours from over that way. Man, that is so cool. Feels like we're driving in a mine shaft now. And I gotta see on the map here, do we get to actually... Yeah, we do. So if you're coming up from the other direction, you'd actually get to drive in here again. I wonder how long... This must be the end of the tunnel somewhere in here, because... See, there's another rest stop. We don't really have any rest stops coming up, so it looks like we're going to be driving in the dark a little bit. We need to keep on pushing, though. This is absolutely incredible. Here's those lights again, some blue lights. Look at this. Oh man. Boy, I'll tell you what, they just blew me away with this DLC. Look at out the window there. I'm definitely gonna have to put that on the bucket list. Trip to Norway. Wow. I can imagine what it must look like in real life. It's just hard to get blown away by the graphical beauty in a video game. And I mean, you definitely get the sensation of that in here. Look at this, another tunnel. How insane. I did not expect any of this when I planned this little route, but I'm sure glad I did. As I said when I was starting out, I know that the load we're hauling is not the most interesting, but I wanted to take this trip because it was going to cover so much of the new DLC, and I think we might have just hit one of the most amazing parts of it. Now we're going to come out on this side. There's some little farms there. It's just spectacular. Oop, hit a bump in the road there. It jarred my wheel out of my hand. And I got a speeding. I don't even care. Oop, we're gonna fall asleep. Oh, we don't have long to go now. The sun is setting. 8:30, and now we're tired. We've only got 50 miles left. And it's really neat time to come through here. Getting our speed wound up again. Look at that. I definitely wish I didn't have that sunshade on there. I'm gonna have to take that off. We're gonna be doing some more driving later on in the live stream, so again, I can't emphasize enough, if you're a fan of our videos and you like what you see, definitely get over and start watching us on Twitch. I know that the hours don't work for some of our fans that are in Australia and in Europe, but you can always watch the VODs on our Twitch channel. They save for up to 60 days. You can go back and watch the VOD. I know it's not as fun as being there and watching us live and being able to chat and with our wonderful community and all of the people that have come out to watch our shows. Oh man, look, I gotta go in a third person. This is just amazing. I'm getting speeding offenses. I probably should slow down going through. Look at this. All these houses. Oh, there's damage. Oh man, hopefully not too much. No, just a scuff on the paint there. It'll buff right out. Oh man. I am just, I'm like a tourist coming through here. But I'm really just appreciating the work and the detail. And there's not a lot of traffic out here. Which I don't know if, you know, different times of day you're going to hit a lot of traffic, but I mean, if you take the whole scope of, you know, not only this DLC, but the amazing value that you get in this game. Like I said, I've seen it as cheap as like $6, $8 US. I've bought probably 10, 15 copies of it at $8 on Steam sales, and I've given away over the course of the last year or two. And you know, just to see what you get, and of course you buy the DLCs, and they've got some packs now that you can purchase on Steam where it comes with all the DLCs of Going East, out into Poland and Slovakia and Hungary and some of the other countries. You know, it's really amazing the value that you're getting. There's a little road there we could turn down. Whoa. Oh, that's a little town over there. Down in the mountain. I wonder which one that is. Have to maybe discover that, but we're getting a little bit tired, so we better speed up our process, but I just don't want this to end. You know, I thought coming through the Swiss Alps was really something, and I'm sure, again, it is, and in real life, that's an amazing place. But you're on the motorways, a good bit of it, and you come through there and it's really breathtaking, but they've really stepped it up, and I can only imagine what they're gonna do with American truck. This is a really neat little city here, and the DAF, or I'm not sure if it's DAF or DAF, I think that factory is over here, or the dealership. Oh, it's a dealership. There are two factories, I think Volvo and the Scania. So that's a dealership there, I guess. But yeah, they have some industry here where you can actually go in and get the green light and drive around those plants, and I'm hoping to be able to do that here real soon, maybe during the live stream. Okay, time to pay attention. Looks like these are going in here. I'm not sure. I'm gonna break a few traffic laws here. Oh, hope that truck doesn't hit me. Oh, big bump. Drove over the curb. I don't think I can make this. There we go. Yeah, you can actually tour or drive around the truck plants and haul trucks out of there and so on and so forth. This is not looking good. I don't know. We're about to find out. Some very tight areas to get around. I gotta avoid the sleeping offense again. Oh my goodness. This is the place, and this is looking crazy. How in the world are we gonna get this in here? I should have came around the building the other direction. Ooh, yikes. I guess what I'm gonna do, this is gonna be tricky, make an embarrassment of myself. We're gonna back out and come in. I had a feeling that I should have maybe went around the other side, but I don't know. Oh. get the load all the way here and then damage it in the parking lot. Hopefully we haven't caused any damage. Oh man, we have gotten 1%. They're gonna penalize us pretty hard on that. A couple grand for sure. Alright, this gives us a little bit more of a chance. I don't even know the last time I actually did any third person there. I prefer the view of first person. But this is tricky. I wouldn't want to be in one of the American trucks right now with the long front on it. Or even one of the European, you know, the vanilla trucks with the 6x4. Because this truck here is quite a bit shorter. Okay, I'm actually backing into the wrong parking space. I can't say I've ever had a hard time backing up a load. Oh! At least out of the red eye. I cannot imagine if this was a red eye. This is our payment for having such a lovely drive, is having a hard time backing up. And of course you can skip, as it says in the message there, you can skip the backing up delivering process, but they do charge you a fee. I've never used it but one time just to see what happened. Part of the fun is driving your load and dropping it off. So we got a good work. Apparently I scuffed it up, yeah, a couple $1,000. Scuffed up the load when we came through, so... Oh well, we won't beat ourselves up. We still made money on that. And... we're good to go. Back in the first person. Alright, see you later, trailer. And now we get to go quickly discover the city. Be a whole lot easier getting out of here than when it was coming in. We're avoiding sleeping offenses left and right. Oh goodness! I almost drove over that car. I think they just went to sleep. Is that person sleeping? No, they're awake. Okay, we're good. We're good to go. I was driving a little irresponsibly there. Trying to shift and didn't move my mouse to see what I was turning into. Oh well. Looks like this dealership's gonna be our best place here to catch the nap. A good night's sleep. And oh, the truck dealer is closed. So does that mean that you can't? So I wonder if there's loads to haul from here, or what the bejesus is going on here. You can't get your stuff fixed? I feel like a real goof. I don't know, I've only played the game for 2.5 years. It looks like this is a repair shop. The buildings all look different in the DLC, which, you know, we figured out. It's not really that hard. This is a repair shop. I'm just wondering if that's a place, because I haven't done any of the truck hauling yet, so I haven't really had time to play it, but by the time this video goes up, we'll be well-rounded in it, so come and watch our live streams. We'll be discovering all that and hammering on it real hard. Had a little bit of damage on our truck, but it was well worth it. It was well worth it. Now we can pick us out a little spot to go to sleep. And there we are. Got our little bed back there, I guess. Alright, parking brake is on. Engine is off. Lights are off. And that will conclude our driver log number 13. This is the sounds here of the rain. And the little pitter-patter in the cab. And of course, that's the light rain. There's a much heavier rain. There's thunder. And man, when that thunder goes, it will scare the bejesus out of you. It is super loud, but it's just a wonderful sound. I love the sound sitting in my vehicle listening to the pitter-patter of rain. And it's got a nice sound outside too. I wish the hunter would get this nice rain sound. So much quieter. Doesn't have to be noisy. Minecraft too. Dang it. I need to call SCS. Alright folks, well that's going to be the end of this this driver log. Bump the horn there. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe, and check out our Twitch channel. Also, if you enjoy playing the kinds of games that we do, make sure you check out GunninGamerz on Steam. We've got a Steam community. We're up over 700 now, so you can jump in there and find other people, even other people that are doing multiplayer Euro Truck. And we have a TeamSpeak with a couple of Euro Truck channels, or at least one right now that we've got, for anyone who wants to come in and do some convoy runs. So do check those out. The links are all in the description below. Give us a big old thumbs up, and until next time, take care, and we'll see you then.